Donald Trump already deserves to be impeached just for what he's done in this second term. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not calling for his impeachment. It would be futile. It would be pointless. It would be a waste of resources because it's not going to happen with Republicans controlling the House and Senate. But Donald Trump's second term is barely a week old, and we are already witnessing actions so egregious and so blatantly unconstitutional that in a sane world, impeachment would not only be justified, it would be the correct, obvious thing to do. In 7 days, Donald Trump has sort of reignited the same authoritarian impulses that defined the first term, with fewer guardrails and fewer people around him willing to say, hey, this is not a good idea. First, I want to talk a little bit about the purge. Within hours of taking office, Donald Trump fired every inspector general who dared oversee his administration's spending. He then replaced the attorney general with a hardcore loyalist who once accepted a donation for Trump, and then poof, like a miracle, her interest in investigating Donald Trump's Trump University disappeared. That's Pam Bondi. If that sounds familiar, this is not just about staffing changes. This is a direct assault on accountability, which Donald Trump hates. The Constitution gives Congress oversight authority for a reason. And when a president systematically dismantles checks on his power, that is absolute and total textbook abuse of office, which is a core impeachable offense. We then go to obstruction. When Congress demanded documents related to Donald Trump's sudden withdrawal of NATO funding, which is a move that we all know simply emboldens you-know-who, Vladimir Putin, the White House said, we're not going to provide you the documentation. We're not delaying it. We're not going to negotiate with you. We're just not going to do it. As if it were still 2019, except it isn't. Trump knows the playbook, which is you stonewall and you delay and you run out the clock, and when you have got the House and when you've got the Senate, who's going to do a damn thing? This shouldn't be a partisan issue. We should really be thinking about this in terms of Article 2 of the first impeachment against Trump, which was centered on this exact conduct. Doing it again in the second term doesn't make it legal. It makes it a pattern. But the other pattern that we're seeing is that Trump ultimately isn't held accountable. You then have Donald Trump's oath of office. In his inaugural address, he pledged to faithfully execute the law, except late on day 2, early on day 3 of this second term, Donald Trump openly ordered ICE to ignore court-issued deportation stays, saying we're not going to let liberal judges run this country. What we have is a president in Trump who's cherry-picking which court orders are we going to follow and which aren't we going to follow. His followers say he's being strong. This is just a direct attack on judicial independence, which is another pillar of our democracy. And when Trump willfully violates his oath, impeachment should be congressional duty. Now, I know some of you are going to say, David, this is just politics. Impeachment is too divisive, to which I say, no, this is really not about policy differences. Policy differences, I understand. Policy differences are, we're not so interested in funding certain welfare programs, or we believe that the top tax rate should be lower, or we want to restructure the estate tax in this way. Those are policy differences. This is about weaponizing the DOJ, defying Congress, ignoring courts with no consequences, and that pushes the office of the presidency towards this kind of autocratic, authoritarian fiasco. It's not hyperbole, it's history, it's what the country is sort of built on. So my analysis today, because I know I'm going to get emails, David, you're wasting your time calling for Trump's impeachment. I'm not calling for Trump's impeachment. Given the Republican control of the House and Senate, any impeachment effort would fail. It requires this 2/3 Senate majority. It's mathematically impossible in the current political landscape. This is a thought experiment, a reminder to underscore how Donald Trump's actions, if unchecked, mirror the very same abuses of power that we saw in the past, Nixon's Saturday Night Massacre, Erdogan's post-coup purges. It's that type of thing that we're talking about. And that's what I'm highlighting. The severity of this. I am not proposing this futile political maneuver of trying to impeach Donald Trump again. If we simply say, what are the constitutional standards, and we apply them to Trump, we expose the double standard in Republican rhetoric. Many lawmakers defended Trump's first impeachment or defended Trump during that impeachment as this is overreach. Now that the offenses are even graver, they don't even want to think about it. They don't even want to talk about it. We have completely eroded our institutional safeguards. A president is effectively, if you're Trump, you're a Republican, allowed to openly defy courts, weaponize agencies, purge oversight officials with no meaningful consequences. And this is why this second term is so dangerous. It's not just because of what he will do. It's because of the precedent that he is setting now, partially riding on the coattails of the precedent that he set during the first term. So that's where we are. After the break, we'll start digging into policy. Trump has now put out his idea for what to do with Gaza. It's ugly. He's now put out his idea of what to do with prices. It's moronic. So we'll take a very quick break, and that's coming up right after this. Once again, Donald Trump's cabinet picks are all about loyalty over expertise. Election denier Carrie Lake to lead Voice of America, the government-funded broadcaster meant to report unbiased news. Ground News found hundreds of articles covering this story, which is an app I've trusted for years to help me critically analyze the news I consume. Our sponsor, Ground News, doesn't tell you what to think. They show you each news outlet's biases, credibility, financial incentives, so you know who's benefiting from the spin they put on each story. You can even filter out certain sources you don't want, so you can stay informed without getting buried in the noise. Trump is shaping our future in ways that will last decades. And if we're not paying attention, we will allow history to repeat itself. So stay engaged with Ground News, who is fixing what is breaking right in front of us, the trust and transparency in the media. Ground News is giving my audience 50% off the same Vantage plan that I use. Go to ground.news/Pacman. The link is in the description, or scan my QR code.